Mm. Hello, everybody. J Real here once again. And it is December 20th, 2024. And this is Midday with Jay. And it's here in Texas, Central Texas. It has just been beautiful the past few days. Just gorgeous weather, sunny, blue sky, and the temperatures are in the lower to mid 60s. Once it gets when it's cold in the morning, it's been like in the 30s in the mornings, but then it warms up, gets into like the mid 60s, and it's just gorgeous weather. Of course, summer times in Texas are brutal. It's just 100-degree weather for months at a time, but right now it's just perfect. Just like I say, sunny and clear and just the right temperature where it's not too cold, it's not too warm. It's just in the middle there. And hey, Acres of Movies, I see you, and I will put a link here in just a minute where you could click on that. And what will happen is you will see when you click on the link, you will see Enter Studio and just click Enter Studio. And then you should be able to join me then. I think you said you would just be audio, which that's fine. But if whenever you have like your cell phone or something, you could put the camera in front of you. I would be able to see you as well as hear you once you click Enter Studio. So that's how you do it. But I'll put a link up on the screen here in just a moment for you or anybody else that wants to join me. Just to be nice now, because I'm going to put it out in public, the link where you could click on it to join me. Uh, but yeah, it's 5 days away to Christmas, and I'm just here by myself. I'm not seeing family. I'm not going anywhere. I don't drive, so yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to be here. I'll fix me something nice to eat. I bought me a couple of turkey TV dinners, and I'll make me some mashed potatoes and that kind of thing. And, I'll enjoy the day. It's supposed to be nice. It's supposed to be warm. We're supposed to have Christmas time. I think Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after, and several days after, in the 70s. So that's Texas for you. Uh, and let's see. Afternoon, Jay. Hey, Sean. Hi, Sean. How you doing, sir? Um, but yeah, it's going to be warm in Texas. Where they're predicting some rain Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas. 40-50% chance of rain. So hopefully nothing bad, no bad storms or anything. But Christmas Day itself, I think, is supposed to be mostly clear and warm. Yeah, in the 70s. So there you go. And that's not unusual for Texas. Um, yeah, it's not going to be a white Christmas by any means. Um, but like I say, right now, it's just, I want to open up my curtain, but it would be too bright. The sun shining through the, the window or the door would be too bright. So that's why I have my blackout curtains closed. But it's so pretty and just the perfect weather right now. So enjoying that while it's here because it could get really cold and we sometimes we'll have ice storms and that kind of stuff. I don't know what we'll have this year. Hopefully it won't be anything really bad this year, but right now it just couldn't be nicer. Um, but yeah, I'm not going to weep openly about my situation, but it's just going to be me. I've got neighbors I talk to, some nice neighbors. I don't know if I'll see them on Christmas. I may. Um, I went to town with two of my neighbors, the Loves, yesterday, and picked up a few things. Um, and then went with my neighbor Tommy Wright. I think the day before that, and got a few things. So I'm pretty stocked up, and on what I would need, I guess. So I'll enjoy the day. But Christmas Day for me will just be mostly just another day. I'll probably watch something Christmas related on TV. I've been watching some Christmas movies here lately. Um, and I've got very fond memories. You know, growing up, of course, as a kid, spending Christmas at my house when we had a house there at the lake. When my father ran the Lake Mahead concessions building down there, we had a campground and people down there fishing and skiing and all that. Had a game room, a jukebox and all that. Had a swimming area. So summer times were really a lot of fun down there. But uh, Christmas time, we usually went to my Aunt Dorothy's, my mother's sister. Went to her house in Hearn. My Aunt Dorothy and my Uncle Buck, Uncle JC. And we would spend Christmas Eve at their house and spend the night and then have Christmas Day and Christmas dinner at my Aunt Dorothy's house. Um, and I'm here near the Denton, Texas area. Cool, Sean. I lived in Denton for a brief period of time because I went to North Texas State University, which is the University of North Texas now. So I lived in Denton for a brief time. And I miss Denton. I'd like to go back to Denton. Um, but back then they had a real cool downtown area, a pizza parlor and record stores and just a cool area. They had a movie theater I used to go to. So that's where I saw Batman, the original, the Batman movie, the Tim Burton's Batman, and The Fly, David Cronenberg's The Fly, and Little Shop of Horrors, and saw some cool movies there during that time. But yeah, yep, Denton, Texas. Um, but yeah, very fond memories. And then later, when my sister had kids, had a niece and nephew, so buying Christmas toys for the kids. My father loved Christmas, and he was a woodworker. He made like wooden toys and rolling pins and things like that. But he would make wooden reindeer, and paint them, and he would donate them to the state school here in Mahia. Donate them to handouts, and donate the wooden reindeer he would make during Christmas time. And he smoked turkeys. He'd smoke one for Thanksgiving and smoke one on Christmas. Before Thanksgiving, he would smoke 2 turkeys, one for Thanksgiving and then he'd freeze one for Christmas. Mr. Smoker. I still got the instruction manual for that, which is kind of a suggestive name, Mr. Smoker. But that was the name of the smoker. They would use coals to smoke the turkeys. And of course, my mama, she worked nights at the state school here in Mahia. So sometimes the poor woman had to work on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, and she would be up with no sleep during the day, cooking, Christmas dinner, cooking stuff, dressing or stuffing, whatever you want to call it, and pecan pies. That's my favorite pie. Baking pecan pies, and dinner rolls, and potato salad. Would make the sweet pea salad. I don't like sweet peas, but most of the family did. But making Christmas dinner and just gathering with the family and having Christmas dinner. And if there's anything I really miss about this time of year, it's getting together with family. Of course, the older you get, the more your family sort of shrinks and people pass away and stuff. All my uncles are passed away. I've got a few aunts that are still alive, but I don't see them hardly. Yeah, just gathering together, exchanging gifts. It isn't so much the gifts I miss, but I miss gathering together with family and having Christmas dinner and stuff. That's the only thing that this time of year I kind of, I don't get depressed, but I get lonely. And that's what I get lonely for, getting together with family. So I'm ready for it to be over with. I'm ready for the holidays to be over, so we can just go on and move on from the holidays and get back to Donald Trump running the country. Oh boy. uh, but my sister says I miss Daddy's homemade fudge and divinity. Oh yeah, Daddy, he made he made fudge, divinity, which is a white kind of a fudge. And I remember Daddy was really big on what is it? Not the, I don't know, is it the temperature or the barometric pressure? Or Kathy can speak up. It had to be just right for divinity to set, or it would just be gooey. It wouldn't set. Um, so it was humidity had to be just right or something like that to make divinity. But oh man, it was delicious. He put pecans in it and the fudge with pecans, and he made something called almond bark, which you got crushed up pecans and then baked it in the oven, got them crispy, and he would pour this chocolate mixture over the top of it, and it would set up, and he would break it up, and almond bark. It was called. That's what he called it, almond bark. He didn't use almonds; he used pecans. But oh my goodness, was that stuff good? Oh yeah, and yeah, Daddy making the fudge. Kathy, do you have that plate? I think I gave that plate to you. He used to make the fudge in that white plate. Do you still have that plate? And Ben Grimm, are you going to do a top 10 Temu purchases of 2024 list? I haven't thought about doing that, but that's an interesting idea. I'm slowing down on the Temu stuff. I've got a couple of packages coming, mainly clothes. Yeah, I've been still buying, winter stuff, winter shirts. I got my Jaws. I got my Jaws hoodie on. That's my favorite movie, Jaws. Isn't this cool? I got this from Temu, this Jaws hoodie. But that's an interesting idea to do a Temu tier list, or whatever you want to call it. And Kathy says humidity. Yes. Okay. To make divinity, the humidity has to be right for it to set up and to harden the way you want it, to cut it up into squares and all that. And Kathy says, yes, got that plate and passed it to April. Nice. Yeah. I don't know how old that plate is. I don't know. Did that used to belong to like maybe their parents or my grandmother or grandfather or something like that? Or because it seemed like it was old, that old white plate. But Daddy would make divinity and fudge and such on that plate, this big white plate. Yeah. So very fond memories, even though now it's just me by myself. And like I say, I have nice neighbors that I talk to. So I'll probably see somebody or talk to somebody. But as far as getting together and celebrating Christmas, yeah, I don't do that. Don't, Thanksgiving, whatever. It's just me, pretty much. But Kathy says, Daddy's mother from the 20s. Oh my goodness! So it's an old plate. That plate. Cool. And it's still staying in the family. That's nice. That you passed it to April. That's very sweet. But oh gosh, I was going to say, I've been here working on clearing my land off. I've had these two big, huge piles of branches because I've had trees during all that stormy business during, what was it, May? I had two trees fall. And then, but anyway, I had two guys that cut me a real good deal to cut down trees, cut them up. I had, some two or three I had 3 dead trees that really needed to be cut down. So got those cut down, got them cut up, and then they repaired the shop building, my dad's old store building, repaired the roof of the shop building and did a real good job of that and cut me real good price deals on doing all of that, cutting those trees down and repairing the roof. So I'm really happy getting those trees cut down. But I had these huge piles of limbs. But the last few days I've been burning the limbs and I've got them all burned down. And I'm seeing land I haven't seen in 10 years. But, it's all getting that all burned down and cleared off. But I was needing a rake, and I found an old rake, and a bunch of the damn, what do you call them, the tines or whatever you call them, were broke off. And yesterday, my neighbor Tommy Wright pulls up in the pickup truck and said, "Jay, I got you a Christmas present." And I've been getting, I don't know, it's not poison ivy or poison oak or anything, but I was breaking out because I was cutting vines and stuff like that. And everything makes me break out like that. It doesn't have to be poison ivy or anything. It can just be, if it's got a vine on it and leaves, it's going to make me break out. So I've been covered in calamine lotion and stuff. Not today. It's starting to kind of clear up. But he says, "Jay, my neighbor, Tommy, I brought you a Christmas gift present. I was thinking about getting you a big bottle of calamine lotion, but I guess you already had that." I said, "Yeah." But so I got you something else. And I look in the back of the truck, and he bought me a brand new rake. So I got a brand new rake, and that touched my heart. So I got a Christmas present from Tommy. He gave me a brand new rake, and I've been using that new rake. Let's see. And Sean says, I could probably be in that movie of yours. I'm like 2 hours away. Okay, Sean. Yeah, and that's something else that's still kind of in limbo is my movie, The List. I'm going to have to invest in a new laptop for editing. I want at least 32 gigabytes of memory. And yeah, so it's at a standstill right now. I hope my actors are staying in it. But I need to contact them and let them know there'll be a delay. It'll probably be early next year before we'll be able to begin. Hopefully we will, because like I say, I'm going to have to buy a new laptop for editing and that kind of thing. And we're talking probably $500, $600, $700 to do that. And that's kind of financially, that's not in my wheelhouse right now. I said, if anyone wants to make a donation, let me know. I'll take donations. But that's mainly what I need is a new laptop. And I've tried, I got a new camera, a new 4K camera, but what I've got can't really handle the new 4K technology. The video's real choppy and all that. So I need to invest in a new laptop that can handle, when I download the editing software and all that, that can handle that kind of new technology, 4K. So yeah, hopefully I'll begin production hopefully soon. It'll be probably early next year. Hope so. Because I really like my script. I really like, but the people who have read it said they really enjoy it, and really anxious to make that movie, The List. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. And if you still need people, yes, sir. I need a couple of more actors. I need another girl, and like I say, the first girl I had two girls. One of them had to quit. Hopefully, the other one is still in it. But like I say, I don't know if I haven't contacted them in a while, and knowing it's going to be more of a delay. Hopefully, they're going to stay in the movie. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But Acres of Movies, if you're still there, what I am going to do is put the link. That's the plan. And there we go. Hang on. There we go. There's the link right there. StreamYard.com, whatever. You click on that. If you want to join me live, click on that link. And like I say, be nice. Whether Acres of Movies or whoever you are, be nice now. But that is the link if you want to join me live. Whoever you are. It doesn't have to be whoever, Acres of Movies or whoever wants to join me live. Click on that link. You say StreamYard down there. Click on that and enter studio. Click on enter studio, and then you can join me. Either video or audio or both. Yeah. But what are you guys going to do for Christmas? Like I say, it's just me and myself and Irene. But what are you doing for Christmas? You're seeing your family or family coming to you? Or are you going to them? Are you going to do some traveling? Are you going to do some flying? Um, like I say, the weather here is, oh my goodness. Well, I'll show you who's here that hasn't been here in quite a while. And I am all about, particularly this time of year, uh, burning bridges and getting back to the good things in life. And with Donald Trump running the country again, I need my family more than ever. So here is my sister, Kathy.
Well,
Hey,
Christmas, so.
wait a minute, let me straighten you up here, and let me add. This might be you might be just audio. Is this Acres of Movies here? Nah, I lost him.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
He's never he's new to it. He says, he'd like to join me. He's got a lot of good ideas for topics that we could talk about.
Yeah.
But I've never done this before. I've never done anything, of live or talk to people online or anything like that. So I said, well, you have a link, click enter studio, and then it should be pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah. It's just, it's really a piece of cake, I mean, it's really easy to do it.
And you can, like I said, it might be, he said, I'm in my car. It might be just audio. I said, that's fine. Audio's fine. But hey, sis,
I'm in my kitchen and I'm about to do something. And when I tell you what I'm about to do, you're going to go, no.
Okay.
But I will be sure and get you a piece and get it in the mail.
Oh God, is it the Milky Way cake? Oh my God.
Yeah. And I was supposed to do one for your birthday, my birthday, and I didn't. And so I get a message from my daughter a few weeks ago. She said, Mom, I'll buy the stuff like you've always offered yourself, but is there any way? I said, yes. But I owe Jay a piece too. So I thought, yes. And I get you a decent chunk. I'll get it wrapped up and I'll get her to use her eBay stuff and it'll get to you in 1 to 2 days that way. See, because without a car, I can't come see you. I can't take you out to eat. I can't, and that's okay. I mean, you and I know that's just what the life has dealt me. And honestly, I got my license renewed, but unless it's an emergency, Jay, I'm not driving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I will in case April goes, Mom, I need you. And, but other than that, but yes, I wanted your audience to know you got a sister, you got a niece, you got a son-in-law, which don't drive. You've got two grandchildren, two great nieces and a niece and a nephew. But we're outside of Austin. We're 2 hours drive to your house.
Yeah.
And your niece has a cyst that's come up on her hand. She's got to see an orthopedic surgeon around the first part of January for her. And she goes, Mom, this just can't happen. I said, well, he knows. Go down here, But
just to be able to talk to you like now, just to be able to communicate, and like we had a little kerfuffle, but life goes on, and I've even heard from Dana.
I heard you did, yeah.
Her message, I said, I was kicked off Facebook because there was a bunch of ugly stuff on Facebook, so I was kicked off Facebook. So I'm just on Instagram now, but. Yeah. But I had sent her a message on Facebook. I said, hey, Dana, I just wanted to say, hey, just look, life is too short to be holding grudges.
Oh, Lord, yes.
And I just hope things are going well with you because I've seen less and less of her doing her show because I was still a member of her. And just wondered if things were okay. And she sent me, and of course, with her, it's the voicemails,
Yeah.
So I got 5 or 6 of them where she went on and on and on. And she basically said, yeah, Jay, the things were a little shaky there, but I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm would like to start talking to you again. And I said, if you had, ever thought about maybe doing another show again, let me know. I'm open to it.
Yeah.
Just, burn bridges. And I'm not the same person I was then. I don't take things too far with my subject matter and all that. And she said, yeah, I'll think about that. She goes, I'm dealing with a lot of personal issues right now.
Yeah, bless her heart, Jay. She was doing too many streams. She felt like she needed to, or she lose people. And I told her the last time I talked to her, which, has been a while, but I said, listen, Dana, we love your personality, but you could burn yourself out, Shug, by doing too many streams. Yeah. And we were talking, and she said, I know Steve keeps preaching that. And I said, well, honey, he knows, he knows you.
Yeah. Well, then Shonda says, yeah, I was wondering what happened to me and Dana. That's a long story. But like I say, particularly now, Christmas time, we're starting a new year.
Yeah.
We get Donald Trump back. And I'm all about the past is where it belongs. And I'm about the present and the future. And I want to get back to
no bitterness anymore.
And no bitterness.
We've got time for it.
Exactly. Well, I'm too fucking old. I'm nearly 60 years old, and you're a little older than that.
I hoped I would live to see my brother 60, y'all. I'm 68, right? But I'll be 69 in this coming April. But I thought, man, if I don't wake up tomorrow, I get to see my brother at least nearing 60. I wanted us to live long lives.
Yeah. Well, I feel really good. I've been able with the amount of muscle I've put on this year. And I've really have built myself up physically, but being nearly 60, I really feel physically good.
Yeah.
But it's just, and like I say, right now, my movie's at kind of a standstill. I need to invest in some new equipment and things like that. But it's just, the daily struggle, I guess, is getting through every day, just being by myself and got the nice neighbors that help me out and take me to town to get groceries and things like that. But like with Barry passing away, not having
that was 2 years. I can't believe it's already been 2 years, December.
Not having someone to go see movies with or go out to eat with and things like that. I miss that kind of stuff. But let me real quick. Acres of Movies says, and it's actually a female. Acres of Movies. Hey,
hi.
And says, we'll join 1 for 1. So we'll do that, and we'll kind of make a time to do that. But it says, can we discuss movies of 1988? Yeah, we can talk about anything you want to.
Does she want me to bow out so she can come in, Jay?
No. I think she's talking about it at a later time. I think she's busy. It says she's in her car like that. So
okay. Because now you know me. I'm easy breezy. I have to soften butter for this cake. So
God.
I just got it out of the fridge and I'm like, let's soften this butter. Yeah. And they were reading all kinds of stuff about, put it in the microwave. And I'm like, no. My Aunt Dorothy, when I would see her, because you spent a lot of time with her around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And I would see her grab 2 sticks of butter out of her refrigerator and walk around the house talking to everybody doing this. And it's kind of like when the Grinch, his heart grew. I'm like, Aunt Dorothy, I said, are you doing what I think you're doing? She'd say, what do you think I'm doing? You're going to make Milky Way cake? Well, yes, ma'am.
And Aunt Dorothy's who taught you to make the cake.
Well, yeah, she did. But I moved a couple of times, since then, and I'm not going to move anymore. When they'll be carrying me out of here, Darren and Nordell, next time I move. But we lived in that trailer 19 years, sold it, and got us a big 4-bedroom house, which is great. April and Darren took it over, and then which I lived with them, for several years. But then I got my old person apartment, which I love. But anyway, I lost the recipe. And Gail, our cousin Gail, on Mama's side said she's like our second or third cousin, Jay. I don't know what lineage. It don't matter. She's cousin Gail. She said, Kathy, I can send you, Aunt Dorothy, I can send you that Milky Way cake recipe because everybody knew it. And the family, Carol knew it. But it's hard to get in touch with her, right? And so I said, oh, yes, Gail, please. So she resent it to me. So I got it. April said she's got it. But where? Yeah. But Gail sent it right away.
Have you pretty much got it committed to memory now?
No, because back in the 70s, I smoked too much of the. Oh man, sorry.
A little much of the Christmas weed. You still there, Kathy? Yeah, you're froze up. Okay. Maybe hopefully she'll come back. You find the link there, Kathy, to join me to rejoin me. But yeah, you got cut off there. Sorry to lose her, but there's the link again, Kathy, there at the bottom. If you want to, if you're able to hook up, back up. There she is. There she is. Hang on. There you
I had a pop up and I tried to get rid of it and it wouldn't go away. But I did. But anyway, so now I got it. So I got the cake. Now, I've seen similar Milky Way cake recipes online, but I've never actually seen this one. So it's coveted. And so April has it somewhere, but she's still homeschooling John. Dot's in public school and has been home a couple of times with little viruses, but we expected that, right? Her little sister wasn't used to all the kids, but nothing too scary, thank goodness.
Well, let me ask you about that because I've got Darren does. That's her husband's name, right, Darren?
Yeah, Darren. You saw that he said.
Yeah, he has work. I've got it friended on Instagram where he talks about mainly about the miniatures he collects. The little games and things he collects. But he made a really good statement about the way the healthcare is going on right now, because that CEO was assassinated in New York, and about Dot and the things she's needing and the things that is not covered by insurance.
My granddaughter,
she takes a growth hormone. What is her condition called?
Hypopituitarism, and to make it short and sweet, because we could talk about this for hours, but I'm trying to get something set my phone on, y'all. To make it short and sweet, her pituitary gland in her brain before birth did not grow properly, right? So she makes no hormones. She's adrenal deficient. She makes no hormones. Y'all, hormones does everything for us. It regulates our temperature in our body, our thyroid, growth, how we grow, your muscle tone, your muscles around your heart. And for a while, April and Darren couldn't get her growth hormone medication because there was a shortage. Now, y'all, if that ain't scary, I don't know what is, right? It's kind of like somebody needing heart medication and they can't get it because it's just not available, right? But she finally got a few doses now, but mom and daddy's insurance at work that covers her is changing again to Blue Cross Blue Shield. So we're praying that her endocrinologist will prescribe her one of the medications that they do cover, because without it, I I think last time April and I checked, because I told her I got a little savings. She said, Mommy, it would drain your savings and everything we could put in it as well. It's y'all over $3,000 or $4,000 for 1 month.
And that's the thing. Sorry to
Out of
interrupt you.
pocket.
That's the thing that should not be the case in healthcare, insurance, or something like that. If it's something that you have to live,
Right.
it
Which
should
she
be
does.
made. It should be made available, and at a price that can be, if not covered by the insurance, at least at a price that can be made available.
On insurance, y'all, she pays, her and Darren pay $80. Well, they can do that. That's financially something that they're comfortable with.
That'll cover her growth hormone
For
or her growth. Yeah, her growth.
Yeah, for one, I think it's 1 month, April said. But I said, ugh, and she goes, Mama, no, that's cool. I said, okay, because me, $80, y'all, that's a lot of money.
Well, this is what Sean is saying here. Here in the U.S., we have to worry every year because our medical insurance changes so much.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I'm really lucky with is I'm on Medicaid because I'm on SSI, which is pretty much indigent Social Security. It's not like regular Social Security or regular disability. I'm on a disability where I didn't put in enough Social Security what few times I worked.
Excuse me, y'all.
Or didn't get it off mom or daddy. So I was declared disabled because of my eyes, and so I get just pretty much poor man's Social Security, and it going up a little bit. It's going to be $964, I think, a month or something like that.
Yeah, I think we got like a $50 bump.
But like I'm also got Medicaid, which pretty much covers everything.
Yeah.
I had to have the hemorrhoid, not hemorrhoid. I have them, but what was it? The hernia operation covered that. Covers my medications because I take a thyroid medication. I think Dot takes the same medication I do for her thyroid, which is
she does. Yeah.
Levothyroxine. And because I'm like Dot is, I'm thyroid deficient. I don't have the enzyme or whatever that's for your thyroid.
And she don't make it, right?
Don't make it, so I have to take it. And I take a statin, and then I was prescribed trazodone, I think, to help me sleep. It's an antidepressant is what it is. I'm not depressed, but the doctor prescribed it. It's been helping me with my sleep. And I take vitamins and vitamin C and things like that. But anyway, it covers my medication, covers like that. And thinking about but someone like Dot that is dealing with something that
it's scary, Jay. It gets really scary.
To have this kind of stuff to live, to survive, and to have a normal life. That should not be the case. Something should be done about that.
Well,
that anything you need to see another day should be available to you, either in cost or covered by the insurance.
And she's in public school. So she just went this year, y'all. She's been homeschooled by her mom and done quite well with her homeschooling. And when she went to go get back and she wanted to get in public school to be around other kids, y'all, and to make friends. And so when she went to public school to get ready to go to that, they said, well, she's been doing excellent homeschool. Now, we'll repeat some of the stuff she knows. Sorry, I spelled soft everywhere. But stop makes me sneeze. Anything makes me sneeze. But trying to thought leaves with a sneeze. No, but Dot has done really well health-wise. Now, she had the last, that was fingers crossing, y'all. Not something ugly. She went a couple of weeks back. It hadn't been very long to her endocrinologist that, test her blood. She has to have her blood drawn every 3 months, which is a lot for a 10-year-old. And then she goes and has this done. The doctor talks about it, and everything looks excellent. All of her levels were where they ought to be, and he didn't have to increase, her medicine, but she was behind in growth. She wasn't as tall as she should have been. Well, almost 6 months of April fighting with not being available and lack of supply. And then when they changed insurance, getting the insurance on board was a nightmare for my poor daughter. She said, "No, Mama." I said, I lost sleep being worried about it, y'all. But she said, "I didn't lose sleep because I was exhausted when I'd go to bed." But she was on the phone days and days in, days out, trying to take care of business, right? But we finally got her 3 months. So that'll be time for her to get on. But we were so thrilled. And this doctor looks for any kind of blood disorder, thyroid, heart. When he does that blood work, he orders panels, y'all, for everything. And it's like me. I have 2 insulins. I don't know what I'd do. I die without them,
Okay, but and Bashan says pharmaceutical prices can change at any time. It mainly goes up.
Oh yeah. And when they put that cap for $35 for insulins, it's because that so many people had gone to Congress and they did a huge panels with these families that lost people because they were trying to ration their insulin. That will kill you. That will kill you, people. And I test 4 times a day, and I take insulin, a daily insulin, and then at 10:30 I take a night insulin to do me overnight. I can't live without it. Okay, folks, I could lose 180 pounds, but I'm a diabetic. They think it's hereditary. So I've got the best. I got United Healthcare, honey, with the Medicare. They call it Advantage program. And all year, every 3 months when I'd have to get my insulin renewed, go pick up a prescription, it would cost me $11 a box. So for each one, right, day and night. So $22 now. It could change at any time. It all depends on what the president and Congress, House of Representatives, and the pharmaceutical companies want to do. But so far, they've helped people. People either without insurance or without coverage on insulins are able to buy an insulin. It's not the one I use, but to buy insulin to keep them alive for $35 a month. That adds up too, y'all. But I've been blessed. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that they don't mess with the cost of my insulin, because that's the first thing I check, y'all, come January 1. What's insulin costing me this year?
Well, why is it that in Dot's case, giving her condition, she's just not on straight disability?
Because here's the deal. April's pediatrician kept telling her, looking at April, she should be able to get a check, and you can put it back and put it back. So when you need to come out with a big out of pocket, she checks. So Security won't give her disability because she's doesn't have equipment. When she had her G tube, if she was only being fed out of liquid coming out of a bag into her belly, she could have got it. Well, she got surgery for that when she was a little over a year. She lives with a life-threatening condition. She can't get anybody like somebody to go to school with her, like a nurse or something, an assistant or somebody that knows her condition to jump in and help. Can't get it. Why? Because she's not in a wheelchair. She don't need equipment. So the state of Texas says, nah, she's not disabled. She's already had a wish trip, folks, because she could get really sick on us and we could lose that child.
So they don't go by your condition. They go about your physical, how you're showing yourself physically. Now, if you're walking around, if you're in a wheelchair, walking around on crutches or something like that, then they consider you disabled. But if you just have this condition like she does,
even though it's life-threatening,
they don't consider that a disability.
Nope.
Well, let me kind of switch and let me address here Acres of Movies. For one thing, she wanted to know, what do you like more, Notting Hill or My Best Friend's Wedding? Honestly, neither one of them.
I do. I'll chime in, Shug.
I,
Notting Hill.
I have seen both of them. They're good movies. I enjoyed them, but it's not either one that I really go back to. So, I guess, you know, and better creature feature, Deep Rising, Anaconda. I'm gonna go Anaconda. I think Anaconda is more fun. It's
Because you've been where it was filmed, ain't you?
yeah. I think Anaconda is the more fun film, the more fun creature feature. Um, I like Deep Rising. I do like Deep Rising, but I'm going to go Anaconda as far as my most fun. And she wants to know what day is good to talk movies. We'll talk. What I'll do is I'll send a message here, Acres of Movies, and give you a day that sounds good. Because I'd like to do a nighttime show. I haven't done a nighttime show in a month or more, and I like to do that again. And it's usually 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. And where we could try to hook up and talk about movies. But you've had a lot of good ideas about topics we could talk about. And I've got a couple of good lists too, you know. I did that list with Noah, but we went through the IMDb's top, was it 250 to horror films? We did six, but he's been dealing with some health issues. And I certainly hope he's going to get better, but he's been.
Yeah. Poor guy.
But he was a great partner and has great insight on movies. I hope we're able to do some stuff again with Noah because he was just great. But anyway, yeah, certainly thinking a lot about him. I message him and talk to him. So, but he's still dealing with some health issues. So,
well, one thing about it, I haven't done anything on my channel in I don't know how long, over a month, I think. And I have people messaging me just to check on me, which I think is sweet. You know, are you okay? Because I was popping off pretty regular, and all of a sudden, then I just went. I didn't ghost. I told them. I went on before Thanksgiving and just said I hadn't ghosted y'all. I'm here, but I've dealt with a lot here lately with my health, so of that I know. You know, and a lot of it just takes time, Jay. It just really does. I have osteoarthritis in both my knees. Well, it flared up really bad, then it quit. I have a sprained shoulder, so I have arthritis up here. And then my lungs. I live with this lung condition that sucks. And when the weather changes, last December for 4 days, I was in the hospital with bronchitis. They caught it before it turned into pneumonia. But, you know, it's just dying one thing after another. But I've always been a severe asthmatic from birth. So it just gets worse when you get older.
Well, Acres of Movies has a good question, and I'll let you chime in on this first. Better actress, Michelle Fifer or Susan Sarandon?
Ooh, the range of acting that Susan Sarandon has done from Rocky Horror Picture Show on up, I think I got to give it to Susan. Only because Meg Ryan's okay, you know, but Susan Sarandon, even if she's got
Michelle Fifer.
Oh.
Michelle Fifer, yeah. Which I really like. I think she's really good, Michelle Fifer, but I'm going to go Susan Sarandon. Also, like you say, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
But oh gosh, you know, so many movies she's done, you know, and was it Thelma and Louise?
Well, she's done some in the last few years too that are rock.
Yeah. And she's an Academy Award winning actress. I forget what she won for it, but
rocks,
ma'am.
She rocks.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm going to go Susan Sarandon. Of those two, but I love Michelle. Michelle Pfeiffer's really good.
Yeah, I like Michelle Pfeiffer too, and Meg Ryan, but I like Michelle Pfeiffer. But my favorite one that she did, and several years back, is one she did with Harrison Ford. I think it's something in the water. But anyway, it's got ghosts in
Oh, I
it.
know what you're talking about. I can't think of the title of that.
I
Maybe
can't either. We talked about it.
Yeah, but that I really like that movie. Yeah.
Also, one thing that I enjoy more than I love horror because my brother is a independent horror filmmaker, right, y'all? I love horror, but I like so many different genres that I like more other movies, more Talented Mr. Ripley. I like other movies. The first one, not the remake that I couldn't even 5 minutes. I'm like, nope. But anyway, Jay's open to talk about all genres because I've read.
Yeah, I mean, well, like me too. I like all types of movies. I love horror films, but
Yeah.
I just like movies. Period. If they're good, and and then of course I'm 59 and grew up in the 70s and 80s were my prime growing up time, and were just so many movies during the 70s and 80s that are classics, and to be able to grow up and work in a movie theater as a projectionist and see a lot of them, in the theater, and I just like movies, period. And
all genres.
Sean says the last generation of movie stars are really starting to wind down their careers. It seems. Well, they're getting old. they're not only winding down, they're dying.
Y'all, we just got so many years on this earth, and I'm just blessed to have as many as I have, and I hope I have some more.
Passed away, and of course, poor Bruce Willis. He makes some classic films, but he's got a form of dementia. He probably don't even know who he is anymore.
No, I think it's already to that point. Yeah,
it's just terrible. But yeah, they're getting old and they're passing away, and they're still, some of them are still, Harrison Ford still kicking. What was that? It was a TV show Western that he did that I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah, and it's coming back in February for another run. Listen, let me do it because I know my crap. 1923.
Yeah,
and it's coming back. And that son of his that was with the wife, and they got ran by the boat, and stuff. He's going to be in it, so he made it. Now I don't know about his wife. I think she shows up first.
But I'm going to see it. I've got Paramount Plus. I got that with the Walmart subscription.
Yeah.
So, man, I love to death Landman.
No, just a minute. I got Paramount Plus in my divorce.
Yeah.
It's going to stream
Landman is the best show on TV right now. Landman.
Now I wanted to get to Landman. Don't leave me behind. Cooper's alive.
But of course, Billy Bob Thornton, because always one of the best actors out there, Billy Bob Thornton. I liked him even before Sling Blade. I was watching Billy Bob Thornton.
John Hamm.
Demi Moore. Demi Moore. And, but just that show, I just love that show.
Well, they said, Yellowstone ran for so many years. That was my jam till they changed it to where you got to pay $50 an episode. And I said, no, I'm done with you. But every now and then I watch an old one. But Landman has already surpassed. So, and I saw an interview with Billy Bob Thornton the other day. They were asking if there's going to be a season 2 because there's only 10 episodes now of Landman. And he said, we haven't been told there's gonna. Sorry about pop-ups, y'all. I don't want to click on it. I'll leave. But anyway, he said, we haven't been told there's going to be another one, but because of the overwhelming popularity of the little show we're doing, you never know what Taylor's going to do.
I'm sure there will be a season 2 because
there's got to be.
But I just think that's the best thing on TV right now is Landman. But what the hell is up with Billy Bob Thornton and the way he's dressing these days?
Well, he wears the bandana and a hat over it.
That hat he wears.
He wears 2 hats. He puts you mean off the show or while he's on the show?
Off the show.
Yeah, he puts a bandana that covers his head. Then he puts a hat over it. And he says, some people say that it's two hats. And he's got this ear covering, an ear, big old earring, and this ear. He said it's my style.
Oh God! Come on, Billy Bob. What the hell? But anyway, yeah, Landman. If you haven't seen Landman, go to Paramount Plus and watch Landman. It is the best thing on TV right now.
Now there's language.
Oh yeah, it's language. It's very and there's some rough shit, as far as violence and stuff. That Billy Bob Thornton's son, I thought, oh God, they killed him, but
I did too. I thought they killed Cooper.
Yeah, they were killing. And because he's helping this girl out, and of course he was threatened by is it a brother? Is it?
No, it was just he's a
boyfriend or something.
No, hell no. She's too cute for that. No, he's a cousin of one of the fellas on the rig with her husband that got killed. And no, I don't know.
But anyway, let me address some comments here. Acres of Movies says favorite action movie of 1989. I don't know. I can't remember 1989. I tell you what, I watched here a few nights ago. I watched Die Hard. A lot of people consider that a Christmas movie. I consider Die Hard to be a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And speaking of poor Bruce Willis, but anyway, Die Hard. But did that come out in 89? I don't know what came out in 89. Name some movies that came out in 89. Acres of Movies.
I don't know, but what's that movie?
More barely in the first two episodes. False advertising. Yeah, that's something that she's not in it much, and that's like I need more. Give me more.
Oh yeah. Well, she's married to the man with the money,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Sean says Billy Bob Thornton in Oil Gangsta. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's kind of
You mess with my boy. You mess with my Ken. Here's what happens.
And man, but what I like what he called the police is, okay, I want you here. Give me 10 minutes.
And turn off the cameras. He called the guy that mans the security cameras.
Yeah, he called the sheriff or the sheriff. Yeah, I need you here, but give me 10 minutes.
You hear what the sheriff said? He said, leave me something to
leave me something to arrest.
Y'all, here's the problem with Landman. They put out what, Jay, four so far? Y'all, I will rewatch them over and over, all four.
And that's just something. It's like a regular series, which you have to wait a week for the new episode. So it's
talk about a movie and make an excellent movie.
Yeah, they don't do like some shows where they just put the whole series out. They just
but that puts the anticipation there. And now there is a lot of bikinis, a lot of underwear.
Oh man, his ex-wife, he was back together with his ex-wife, but my goodness gracious,
and there's a lot of really nasty language. So that offends y'all.
And the daughter who's just barely wearing anything. But
if that offends y'all now, we want to let you know ahead of time.
It's an adult show, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can't watch it around the grandkids. I leave Monday, and come back the 26th and stay with them. And both the kids wanted their mama to tell me that I said 4 days around Thanksgiving, and that was too much.
But Acres of Movies doesn't seem to like it. That says very boring shows Taylor Sheridan makes. No, I disagree. I really like it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I love Landman. I mean,
we can all disagree. We can agree and disagree, but I disagree about Landman.
But that's what makes the world so good. Everybody's got different opinions.
Rank the Final Destination movie. Number 2 is the best with that log truck, and that's one of the best accidents or whatever you want to call it ever put on film is that log truck in Final Destination 2. Oh my gosh, I can still watch that. It's like, holy shit.
And the anticipation, that log truck's about to do something because it cuts through many times.
But number 2, I really like all of them. I even like the last one that some people hate the last one. I really like the last one. I like all the Final Destination movies, but number 2 is the best. And that log truck sequence is one of the best ever put on film as far as a disaster or accident or whatever. Yeah, number 2, Final Destination.
Well, if he's here, I'll let you open up and cut up my 6-pack of
And is it six of them per cake?
Yeah, and they're the regular size, not
Yeah.
the minis, not the great big kings. They're the regular size.
Yeah. Do you have you ever put nuts in it?
No, daughter, son-in-law, grandkids don't like nuts. But I think these grandkids have sat down to eat their piece of Milky Way cake, which needs to be a good chunk. I think they could eat this whole dang thing without any of us
I
interfering.
can do that myself. Yeah.
It's
Uh,
rich, Jay. You know it cooks. Uh, t- I got the recipe over here, but I was going to tell you it cooks. I have to write it down every time because I'm old and I forget because I smoked too much pot in the 70s. 275 degrees for 1 hour and 45 minutes. It sure does. It takes every minute too.
well, if you guys, if you haven't tried a Milky Way cake, well, it is something. uh, and let's see. Sean says, riding a hit that centers around Texas or the Midwest oil land is sure hit these. Uh, but
Well, let me interfere. Before I was born, my daddy was a roughnecker. And he used to write Mom a letter. They were newly married. He'd write her a letter. He did it for 4 years because it pays really good. But he'd write her a letter and send rattlers from the rattlesnakes that they'd kill that would climb in their boots because they said you'll notice, you'll see right outside the door, right? Well, the rattlesnakes will crawl in there because it's warm. And they'd have to dump them out and kill them because they're territorial. All right, well, we'll just be right back. And they did often. So Daddy would write a letter and send them rattlesnake rattles to Mom. She didn't care much for them, but she kept them letters. Remember, Jay? Well, anyway, Daddy told me when I was out rocking a baby sitting out in the store that he had, visiting with him, because I did that a lot. You may remember, Jay. But anyway, I said, Daddy, what did you do? He said, honey, I was a pipe pusher, pipe feeder. That's what Daddy did.
yeah. I remember him talking about that, working the oil wells and the oil derricks. In Texas, during the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, man, just everywhere you went, there was an oil derrick.
You know, I'll interrupt you one more and then I'll let you talk a minute. He got the job because our mother's daddy was a landman for some oil company. And that's what he did. He went around, took care of all the crews, make sure everything was going on. He got paid by the oil company to monitor all these and take care of anything that come up.
Yeah.
So our grandfather Tice was a landman.
Oh. Yeah, that's something that if you haven't seen the show, what Billy Bob Thornton does is he's kind of he's the middleman. He's the man that connects all that. He gets the land leases. He negotiates what the lease price is going to be, and acquiring land for these oil companies. And it's some dangerous work. You get some people, that like say there's a plane of drugs that landed on their runway and the land, and
Did you see the last one?
sir, ma'am.
Did you see the last one?
Uh-huh.
Okay. When he goes in there to talk to Cooper about who did this to him, he said, yeah, here's my dad. He said, no, I am the regional director of this oil field company. I have to take care of all these oil fields. If one of my employees gets beat up in the man camp that they're supposed to be living in that's picked up for the crew, I take it personal and I got to take care of it.
Well, and of course it was particularly personal because it's his son, but but whoever it was,
right.
But Acres of Movies says Sean Cunningham calls you. He says sorry for the delay for new Friday the 13th movies. He wants you input on if Pamela Voorhees should be Patricia Arquette or Laura Linney. Thanks, Patricia Arquette. Okay.
Anytime. I gotta go change shirts because I'm about to get this oven going and I got a sweatshirt on. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Patricia Arquette. Yeah, as Pamela Voorhees. And Sean says, but I mean, I've lived in Texas and Oklahoma all my life and love this area. Yeah. Well, me too. I've lived in Texas all my life. And yeah, it's the biggest state in the U.S. And the weather is interesting. Sometimes, like I say, right now it is just beautiful. But the sun, you got to get used to the heat because in summertime we don't play around. We give you the heat, or it gives you the heat during the summer. And 100 degrees is just normal, and months of 100-degree plus heat. And what you got there, sis? Oh, that's Dot, isn't it? That is Dot.
Yeah, that's her school picture.
Oh, she's
And
getting such a little lady.
Yeah, that's a little better. It's in a floating frame that April put it in. There we go. That's real good, Bubba, right there.
That's who we've been talking about. That's got this the condition she's got.
And it's what they call an invisible condition. If you see her, you know her, you interact with her. She's just as smart as any fourth, fifth grader. You wouldn't know. Yeah. She's a girl.
But she's so sweet, little lady. I understand that oil industry exits and people are involved in, but that is unappealing in a subject matter for viewing. Well, I appreciate your opinion, Acres of Movies.
Yeah. You know.
I disagree with it. And maybe part of it is because I'm in Texas and live in Texas. And that, and my father, like Kathy spoke about, used to work.
Yeah, it's part of our heritage.
Yeah, there's John.
Yeah, it's not great, but anyway.
There's John.
Yeah.
That's Dot's brother.
Yeah, his hair's way down his back, but he keeps it pretty, and so is his dad's, and he homeschools. Why?
And Sean says if I tried to move, it'd be Arizona or New Mexico. Huh.
Yeah, listen, Sean, if you're used to Texas heat, you can handle Arizona. They say it gets up to like 120 sometime out there.
Well, and the thing is, what they say about that area, it's dry heat. So, you get to be in Texas where it's 110 degrees and you got that damn humidity to go with it, where it's just you wear the weather. You walk out and it's sticky and it just you blink and you sweat.
Yeah.
But in Arizona, where they typically have 110, 115 degrees, there's a guy that I watch that does reviews. Was it Freaking Reviews?
Yeah. That's my buddy.
He's in Las Vegas, and he often says, well, it's 110 today, it's 115 today, but you don't see him sweating. You don't see him, he's outdoors. He talks about it's, 100 degrees plus. So it's that dry heat in that area.
Well, it's just like here, y'all. It can be dangerous, but we go from air conditioner, or unlike my brother that has metabolism of a butterfly, he can handle the heat. I can't handle the heat.
Well, yeah, but let's see some more. Ben Grimm says, wasn't that hit TV show Dallas was about oil execs? Yeah.
I like Dallas. Yeah,
with JR. And Sean says, I lived in Marfa for a few years. It was nice.
Oh, I want to see the Marfa Lights so bad. But
Marfa is where they filmed some movies with the No Country for Old Men. I think they might did they.
Yeah. But the natural phenomena of Marfa Lights, I want to see those.
Yeah,
but I can't travel no more.
They shot some movies there. Was the Big Lebowski shot there? I can't remember. But I think no Country for Old Men, I think, was shot in Marfa. And I know there was another movie too, but I can't remember. And Acres of Movies says, would you like to see a horror movie about a projectionist that resents modern digital projection and being priced out of work, so he slashes movie theater workers and goers? Well, there you go. There's my next movie.
There you go.
Let me get the script, work on the script for that. I like that.
I'm telling you, he could do it, y'all, because he knows the old technology.
Them old projectors, yeah, them ancient old projectors. But
But
that's a good idea, Acres. And she says, I'm from Amarillo. Still unappealing subject matter. Thanks. Well, okay. All
well,
right.
you get some snow, don't you?
In Amarillo?
Yeah.
Is that close? Is that up more north?
Well, I'm thinking Abilene, but because I've been to Abilene when Joy and Ray and he was stationed at Dulles Air Force Base. Right after I graduated, Susan and I rode a bus up there. It's been a week. But I maybe, I don't know, but George Strait says Amarillo by morning. He sings that. He likes it.
Was it down from San Antonio?
Yeah, there you go. So it may be more north. I don't know. She'll have to tell us.
What is it that somebody's clothes or something? Everything that
I
everything.
got it's just what I got on.
Just what I got on. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was a rodeo rider. I think that's what that song's about.
Yeah. Um,
I'm
but yeah,
cutting up candy.
making you're prepping for the Milky Way cake. And what are y'all's plans for Christmas? You said
Mine.
at April's house.
Oh, I leave Monday. I was gonna wait. I thought, oh, I got 4 or 5 more days. Well, we do Christmas Eve, like we always did, right? We open gifts Christmas Eve. Well, April said, when do you want to come over, Mama? And she said, you're going to spend a few days. And I said, yeah. Well, I spent 4 days, and that was too much for the kids and me. I'm sorry, there was a UT University Longhorns football game. And I was watching it that Saturday and screamed and hollered and unnerved the kids. So they don't want me to stay real long. So she said, I didn't know how to tell you. I said, just tell me what? She said, you were a little loud for the kids. Well, I was helping them win the game, folks. Get it. They're not used to that. People don't do that at their house. Well, so I go Monday, the 23rd, and come back the 26th. So 3 nights over there. And that's plenty. And I promise April, you tell them I won't be real loud because I don't have a football game and Landman's not on. So I'll be good. She said, yeah. Of course, Dot and John too, but Dot's the one that said, now listen, if Nana's coming, how long is she staying?
Want to get prepared.
Yeah, well, with the parents, I didn't overstay a welcome at all. They loved it because all the attention was on Nana playing games and whatnot. But Dot kind of didn't want me to stay real long again. I said, well, you have to just tell me why, and I'll control myself.
Well, they still come up and visit you?
Very rare. Now, Dot would insist on coming to see me once a week. They're 20-minute drive from me, folks. Once a week when she homeschooled, but now that she's in public school, and then Darren's working pretty good ways off from where they live, and he don't drive. My daughter has to take Dot to school, take Darren to work, pick Dot up, go get Darren. You know what I mean? Plus, she's home a lot during the day because she homeschools John. He's 11, and he stays at home and she homeschools.
Well, I think that's really nice that she's back in public school and is able to do that.
Oh,
Did they have that emergency shot for her if she needed?
Oh, yeah. And every teacher has a list of what to look for in Dot, and each one of them have it on their desk, laminated. Mama hooked them up, and they're very attuned to her.
Good. And Akers says Warner Brothers and Universal call. They say they are rebooting Flintstones and making Jetsons and will make the Jetsons Flintstones cinematic universe. They ask you to help cast George, Jane, and Judy. George, Jane, and Judy. Let's see. For George, John Hamm.
Judy, it needs to be somebody that talks high.
Yeah. June. Who for June? I'm going to go unusual for June. Mia Goth.
Oh, I love her. Yeah.
Yeah, Mia Goth. She's one of the new actresses. Pearl. One of my favorite recent movies is Pearl, and Mia Goth, and that is
Now,
amazing.
who is that plays Wendy? Isn't that Ortega?
Now, what plays who?
Plays Wendy.
Oh, I forget her name, but I really like her. I like her in Wendy.
I think it's Jenna Ortega,
Yeah,
and she y'all has.
Wednesday.
She's a singer by trade, but she's a good actress now too.
No, I really like Wednesday. How about her for Judy?
Yeah, she'd be perfect for Judy.
So, yeah, there you go. John Hamm, Mia Goth.
I think Harrison Ford would make a good Jetson daddy, whatever his name is.
Yeah. And Acre says Elroy and Rosie and Spacely. Who do you can't? I don't know. Elroy, Rosie, and Space. I don't know any new kids these days. The youngsters. I'm not really. I don't know who's popular now.
Excuse me, my allergies are kicking my butt.
For Rosie, just as a voice. And she hasn't done anything in a long time. But speaking of Rosie O'Donnell.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, she'd be a good Rosie. Yeah.
There you go. Have Rosie play Rosie. Rosie O'Donnell as Rosie. And Spacely. And Spacely's the dog, right?
My grand dog Sailor, because he'll talk to you.
There you go. Sailor the dog. There you go. So
he's 13, and when I go over there, he runs to me like he's a 1-year-old child. No, but he don't talk because he's no. But I've been with him since he was weaned, and so now when I visit, it's a brand new nana, and I can leave the room, y'all, go take a shower, come back into the room. Nana's here. He's old like me, kind of forgot. I guess he forgets. And I gotta sit down, let him get lovies.
Yeah. I miss that. I hope someday I'll be able to go up and see them again.
He's a dachshund mix, y'all, but his dachshund, and I can't remember what his mama was. I seen her. She was like a middle-sized dog. But he hit you, he's old, so he hit you about mid-calf. He ain't a big dog.
Well, and Anchor says, especially as boss, and he says Danny DeVito for special.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Danny's still doing stuff.
Yeah. I still see Danny DeVito doing some stuff.
I love his commercials. He's doing a lot of commercials.
Yeah. Was it for some kind of coffee maker or something like that? Or
I don't know, but one of them they go, is this Uncle Fred? Because there's Uncle Fred and then there's Danny. And he goes, just ignore that. Sitting at the kitchen table.
Well, I'm anxious to talk to you, Acres, because you've got some good ideas there, and I think we'd have we would have a good conversation. So.
Yeah, he loves stuff like that too. Ask him like this. Okay, we're remaking whatnot. What do you think?
Well, yeah, she's got good ideas.
She's just smart. It sounds like.
Yeah.
I quit doing it for the very reason you like to go 2 hours, dude. I'm old.
Well, lately, like say, if I'm doing it by myself, I usually just go about an hour.
Yeah.
I just go like with right now. I'll just go when it feels like it's winding down. Then we'll wind down.
Yeah, you're so good, so good.
I'm not aiming for 2 hours. I'm just aiming to say, well, okay, we've kind of said what's said, and then we'll sort of wind up.
And you're open to somebody needs to bow out. I got to bow. Okay, that's cool.
Right now, it seems to be moving along pretty good, and a lot of that is because of Acres here. Thank you, Acres. Have I seen any Michael A. movies? I know I've seen Michael A. movies, but I can't top of my head think of movies that name some movies that Michael A. has made. I'm sure I have, but names I can't remember movies that he's directed. So name some Michael A. Name some movies that he's directed. I'm sure I have made them, or have seen them. I've seen some of them. Lately, I've been in an 80s mood. and I've been watching, like I watch Die Hard, and I watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's one of my. I have to watch that every year.
That's Christmas, man. Christmas ain't started the
Yeah.
season till I watch that.
The Christmas Vacation, which that is my favorite vacation movie, is Christmas Vacation. And oh gosh, there's so many moments in that one that are so funny. Chevy Chase is at his best, I think, in the Christmas Vacation. But yeah, I watched that recently. I watched one of the Scrooge movies. But hang on just a minute. I've actually got a list here.
And one thing good about it when you're doing, I'll just tell anybody that ever wants to hop on with you, when he's got a subject matter and you think you might want to be on it, send him a message here and it'll show that he's got a message. It comments. It does on mine. I'm Texas.
What I've actually got, and now it was on my home email. Now it's on my Gmail that I get those alerts.
Well, as long as you get them, that's amazing.
But anyway, let me.
It'll give you time to research the subject y'all going to talk about because he had to do it with me.
Let me pull up a list here, which I'm certainly not going to go through the list, but I'll just go through some of them. And this is IMDb's top 100 Christmas movies, and we'll just maybe do the first 10 maybe or something, and I'll do real quick. But number one, I usually go at the bottom, but I'm going to start at the top. Number one, what do you think is the number one Christmas movie according to IMDb?
Bad Santa.
No, come on, be obvious. What do you think? Okay, that's an obvious one. Yeah, okay, I'll go.
It's a Wonderful Life.
There you go. And hang on, let me get my bell.
Oh no, I'm going to get some bells.
I bought the Blu-ray of It's a Wonderful Life like 10 years ago. And it came with a bell.
Now tell me why the bell's ringing.
And so I'm giving angels their wings right now.
There you go.
Yeah, it came with the bell. And I agree with that as the number one Christmas movie. That's one that I try to watch every year. I try to watch It's a Wonderful Life for Christmas.
Yeah.
And
Christmas Carol.
But of course, James Stewart, Frank Capra directed, Donna Reed, Lionel Barrymore. It's a Wonderful Life. But number two is a surprise, and we've already mentioned the movie, or I've mentioned the movie. Can you guess what number two is?
Christmas Vacation.
No, Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Die Hard number two.
It has to ring a bell up here. I've watched Die Hard a few times, but I love action movies. I love them. Don't think I don't.
But you need to revisit Die Hard because, like I say, it's been a long time since I'd seen Die Hard myself. Yeah. Like, man, that's a good movie, and it's just so well made. And Bruce Willis is so good at it. And and who's the bad guy? Who's the actor that played him? But he's so good. Okay, number three, Home Alone. Okay.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Number four is A Christmas Carol, and this is the one with Alistair Sim.
That's it. Yeah.
And I watched that a few days ago. And I love at the end when he basically is going crazy. He's happy and he's laughing and he's scaring his homemaker. He's scaring her, got her screaming and running down the stairs, and he's chasing after her. No, I'm not crazy. I'm just happy. And she's he's
just happy. Well, I remember he was so depressed for so many years. Yeah. Now he's happy again.
That's my favorite Christmas. There's several Christmas carols I like, but that's my favorite Christmas carol. It was one with Alistair Sim.
Yeah. And it was also one that my mom and dad always watched, that Christmas Carol and A Wonderful Life with us, always.
Yeah.
It was Daddy's favorite.
Number five is the one that I don't know if they still do, but it was a TBS would just play it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And you know what the movie is.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Christmas Story. And of course, Bob Clark directed, Peter Billingsley, Melinda Dillon, Darren McGavin. It's a major award. That's what it is.
Yeah. I saw a comment from somebody that said, "Why was it a leg?" I don't understand.
And Tommy I shot a scene from my movie Crystal in that, and if you look in the very background when the woman is being stabbed with a shovel in her bed, you look in the very back, and if you look real quick in the corner, you'll see a leg lamp. He's got a leg lamp, and he's got that in that guest house. He's got a leg lamp.
Yeah.
But of course, yeah, it's a classic. Number 6 is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
I watched it once as a kid, never watch it again, never would watch it again.
Yeah.
Never watch it with my kids. I won't watch it with my grandkids.
And Dad, but of course, when Frosty melts at the end, I remember you crying when Frosty would melt.
So why do that, right?
But yeah. But hang on, someone sent me a message here. Just a minute. Let me. Okay. But
I tell you what I like to watch, and it only came on right for the holidays. And I don't know I think it came on every year between Christmas and New Year's, and it's the animation California Raisins.
Yeah.
Doing the singing and dancing. TV.
Number 7, I went to Waco with Joy and Mama, and went to the theater there and saw. I don't think you were there, but anyway, Elf.
Yeah, that's about the time I was raising kids.
The Jon Favreau directed, Will Ferrell, of course, James Caan, Bob Newhart. But yeah, Elf. I need to watch that. I may watch it. There's some channel that's got it streaming, and I may watch Elf here pretty soon. But yeah, went to the theater in Waco and saw Elf with Mama and Joy. And Akers says, would Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder been better as Harry and Marv in Home Alone? I don't know. I think they had a really good team. What they did, I think was great.
I think they're squat.
Pesci and who's the other actor? But anyway, I think they're great.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, they were great in their first couple of movies together, and I think the more that they teamed up, they got lesser and lesser because they got
it lost their luster a little bit.
Lost their luster. A few days ago, once again, I watched Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's my favorite Gene Wilder movie. But he's just fantastic in as Willy Wonka, Gene Wilder. But in Richard Pryor, I watched Live on the Sunset Strip last week. And of course, there's a lot of great stuff with Richard Pryor.
I watched HBO's. No, I don't do HBO. I watched Netflix Jamie Foxx special.
I want to see that. Yeah, he had.
I bawled and squalled through the whole thing.
He had a stroke. And
he died for 20. He don't remember 21 days. He said, I started naming this 21 days. Might have named it that. I don't know. But you need to watch it, Jay. It is so good. He explained.
I want to see it. I've got it kind of on cue to watch, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, he explained what happened to him, what he went through. And I think the cutest part of it is he had a chip on his shoulder, but his physical therapist knocked that sucker right off.
What didn't sound be a good Professor X? I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's good in anything. Yeah. And See No Evil, Hear No Evil is their best movie. I don't know. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen that one. I
think so too. As a team.
But anyway, number 8 is the one we've mentioned and one you mentioned again, and that's A Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. The shitter was full, so had to take care of that.
I found a lady. You know how the ladies will have them big white swans or ducks on their front porch and put different clothes on them? Yeah. There was one. Let me dismiss this alarm or it'll cut us off.
Yeah.
Let me see if I come right back. I ought to. Yeah, I am. Sorry, that was the insulin. You go take it. Anyway, they dressed it up like the cousin with a hat. It's holding the holes.
Cousin Eddie.
There's a guy. Got a wife beater on. Shitter's full.
Talk about the dog. With the dog of love on you. Said I tell you what, if he ever does go after you, best of this let him finish.
Yeah. And then they go shopping, and he goes, I tell you what.
Giant sacks of dog food that he stacks up.
He says, I tell you what, you've done so much for us. Go ahead and pick you out something too.
You pick you out something nice, yeah.
And he's paying for it all. Buy you something from us for you.
Cousin Eddie. But yeah, Christmas Vacation.
You just got to watch it. If you haven't watched it, now you got to have a warped sense of humor like me and Jay.
And we haven't heard from him in quite a while. Here's Texas HX.
Now that's my friend.
Yeah, Jay. Hey, Jay and Kathy. Hey, Texas.
Hey, Texas. I had to pop on. I had to make sure he's doing it right today, Texas.
And no, I have not met Randy Quaid. Randy Quaid kind of lost his mind. It's pitiful. Him and his girlfriend or something like that, and they just went nuts. And they've got some kind of conspiracy theory, stuff that they were shouting and stuff, and they just
that's sad. Yeah,
lost their minds, or he lost his mind. But he was so good in a lot of stuff, Randy Quaid.
I'll be right back.
But number 9 is Miracle on 34th Street, and Edwin Gwynn, Maureen O'Hara. Miracle on 34th Street. Number 10 is a surprise, and this is one that I also usually watch around Christmas time, and that's Gremlins.
Yeah, I got to see that. And they got the little stuffed gremlins now at Walmart you can buy. Of course, they're, I think, $30, but I'm like, I want a little gremlin.
Yeah. Mogwai, Gizmo. That they did. I always tell the story that back in the day, you gifted me a certain kind of cigarette, and I had it hid in my gizmo.
My younger days, y'all be careful. I got bad
much younger days. This was the early mid '80s, early '80s.
I was always trying to get him high when I smoked up.
I had it for like over a year. I had it hidden in my gizmo. I cut the butt a hole. I made a little space to hide the cigarette. And then me and my friend Barry smoked it and went to the back roads around, close to my with these back roads. And we got stoned and went and ordered a bunch of cheeseburgers and stuff at this Texas Burger. But then we saw cops come in and cancel our order because we thought we was going to get burgers.
Yeah, never mind, y'all.
But yeah, Gremlins. And you mentioned this one. Number 11 is Bad Santa. And of course,
let me interrupt when you finish talking about that before you go to the next one. I'll tell you something. I've been watching a lot of interviews with these things just work one way with Billy Bob Thornton, and they asked him about, I enjoyed Bad Santa. He said, y'all, I told my agent 5 times I'm not doing it. And every time I'd say no, they'd up the amount they'd pay me. Nobody else can do it but you. I don't want to do that. And he said they got to a certain number.
I like Bad Santa too, but the Bad Santa though is the best.
We got to a certain point. I said, I don't know. And they said, well, we'll offer this. He goes, well, why not? And that's why I did it. But he said, listen, I really didn't want to do that.
And Texas says, I'm glad you did. I'm glad we did what? Because I'm missing it. What
that I jumped on with Jay?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm glad. And just, but, like I say, you just, family is family.
Yeah. 10's the time of year, Texas.
Your family, you have little dips, but then you come back up on top. And
damn, family, we love you. We didn't pick you, but
family,
we love you.
We're all we got is family, so we got to stick together.
And me and Jay's dwindled down to where literally we're it.
Yeah, we're it. Yeah, but anyway, Akers says, "Have you seen Fracture? What thriller should be remade as a TV series?" Fracture. I don't know if I've seen Fracture.
I can't remember if I've seen it or not. What is that movie? Here's a movie. It's probably not Christmas, but what is that movie where I ain't got Alzheimer's, y'all. I've been checked recently, but it's got Bruce Willis in it. and it's got, I think that's Wesley Snipe. But anyway, Bruce Willis is in a train wreck. And a lot of,
It's Unbreakable.
I love that. And it's back on
And
one of the,
it's Sam Jackson. And
Sam Jackson, yeah. And
that
it's
is
streaming.
one of my favorite. It's my favorite Shamalama Ding Dong movie.
It is good, y'all. If you ain't
I
seen it,
love Unbreakable. I love Unbreakable.
and it's kind of, what is it, Jay? Based on cartoon. I mean,
like comic book. You
yeah,
know.
yeah, comic book.
Because the Sam Jackson's character is this big comic book fan, and Bruce Willis basically doesn't know that he's a real life Superman, real life superhero. He learns it as the movie goes on, but but Sam Jackson knows it. And so his mission is to prove to Bruce Willis that basically you are a superhero.
You got skills, dude. You just don't know.
And he does some very bad things to help Bruce Willis find.
Well, but that train wreck and everybody in it nearly got killed, y'all, or was in real bad shape.
Everybody got killed but him.
And no, he didn't come out. He came out without a scratch.
Yeah, without a scratch, yeah. And so he's learning throughout the movie that he is a superhero, like a comic book superhero.
Yeah.
But oh no, I love Unbreakable.
That's the one that is. I saw yesterday actually that it's streaming again. Might have to revisit it.
Favorite baseball movies. There's
Major League is my favorite.
League. I don't know. There's several.
What's the one?
If you build it, they will come.
Thank you.
God,
What's the name of it, Jay?
Field of Dreams.
You got it.
Yeah, Field of Dreams. But yeah, that might be my favorite baseball movie as Field of Dreams. And asked me if I've seen Mr. Baseball. I don't think I've seen Mr. Baseball.
No, I haven't seen it either.
And Texas Likes My Hoodie. Yes, this is my favorite movie.
He's got good taste, don't he, Texas?
Yeah, the Timu. It's my favorite. It's my favorite movie, and I love my movie. And Texas says I'm pretty much down to me, myself, and I. Yep, that's me, and that's yeah.
Tell him now, Texas.
Yeah.
I know you got Moonbeam. And you got Sean and Juno. I can't remember what's after his name. And I pop in every now and then, say hey.
Sean says, you know what Santa Claus does to the naughty boys and girls? He punishes them. I'd love that movie. Well, and in this movie, and of course, there's Christmas horror films,
Is next
Silent Night, Deadly Night, where the gay guy dresses as Santa and murders people, and Terrifier 3. I saw that at the drive-in, and oh my goodness, Art the Clown dressed as Santa Claus, and he doesn't just kill; he kills it. Then he does it in an extreme way. Crisco.
If you're gonna grease up a pan, you got to go old school. Because I got to put flour it, grease up real good, flour it, and then you can bake in it and it'll come out.
Yeah. And let's see what Akers has to say here. Charlton Heston is revived from the dead. He is fully healthy and 40 and ready to act again. What the first two roles you are direct him in? Thanks. Oh gosh, I'd have to give that one some thought. Charlton Heston.
I don't know. I like Charlton Heston, okay, but I couldn't get into none of them monkey ones that he did.
Oh, and the Planet. I know I love the Planet of the Apes.
See, I didn't care for him.
No, I
but
but I'll have to give that one some thought, Akers. Charlton Heston, because he was a big gun advocate. You can pry him from my dead hands or whatever.
I think that's a personal choice, just like religion and politics.
But I'll have to give that one some thought. That's a good question. But Charlton Heston. Let's see. After Bad Santa, number 12 is Edward Scissorhands. Interesting choice. Johnny Depp. Number 13 is Scrooged with Bill Murray. Now,
I didn't care for it.
I love Bill Murray and pretty much anything I've ever seen him in. But I never really cared for Scrooged
I
because
didn't either.
he's an asshole through pretty much the whole movie. And I don't like asshole Bill Murray. I like Bill Murray that's kind of like, he's funny and, he's I don't know. I like funny Bill Murray and fun Bill Murray. And him being a jerk, I just didn't care for Scrooged.
I didn't care.
It's okay, but I'm not a big fan of Scrooged. And number 14 is Trading Places. Interesting. I didn't know. I know if I would consider that a Christmas movie, but it does take place during that time period. So, Trading Places, of course, John Landis, Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd. Yeah. Okay. And number 5, we're going to go to 20 here. Number 15 is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. That's okay. A Charlie Brown Christmas. Try to watch that every year. That's number 16. And let's see. And we lost you, and we got you back.
Every time I move my phone, it seems like I lose it.
But yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas, number 16. We're going to go to 20 here. Joyeux Noel. I don't know. Joyeux Noel. I never even heard of that.
Joyous Noel.
Yeah. Number 18 is The Nightmare Before Christmas. And yeah, that's a good one. Number 19 is The Happiest Season. I don't know if I've seen that. And number 20 is Silent Night.
That's pretty good.
Linda Hamilton.
Yeah.
So we'll stop it at those. But yeah. And Akers asked, who would you cast in a Dirty Rotten Scoundrels remake? I don't see. Who was it originally? It was Steve Martin. And who else was it in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels? Steve Martin. Gosh. Anyway, I forget.
Texas, help us. Come on now.
I don't know. I have to get one. That's another one I'll have to give some thought. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels remake. But yeah, and then you grease and flour.
Yeah, you grease it real good.
Yeah.
It's always got to be a bundt cake pan now. You grease it really good. Now, if you grease it so good, if you hold it to the light, you can't see any place not greased. And then you take your flour and you dump it in and you shake it all around like you're doing the hokey pokey. And then it's ready to pour your cake mix and stuff up in. But I'm greasing.
What do you do with the actual Milky Ways? Do you cut them up or break them up or?
Yeah, you take. It calls for 2 sticks of butter.
This isn't diet food by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh no, this is sinful stuff. Okay, I'm trying to get it in the pan pretty quick, but it is. See, 6 regular size Milky Ways. There we go. Chopped up into about that size, not quite bite size, a little bigger. Well, for me, bite size. And you take a stick of butter and you put it in to a pan like this. Then you put this Milky Way candy in it, and you got to stir it constantly till it's melted. But I'm gonna do that. That's the last thing I do. I got to get the mixture going, and I'll let you go before I do that. But anyway, that's the last thing I do before I pop. Oh, my grandson sent me something and said, "Don't tell on me." I don't know what he sent me, but anyway, got all these little smiley faces. But anyway, that's the last thing I do. So I'm gotta do. This is the first thing I do, and then I mix together some dry ingredients. And the last thing I do Now, y'all, this comes out like a real rich pound cake. It's the consistency of it, real rich. Now, I'm talking, I have to test my blood sugar before I eat a piece. If it's too high, I gotta wait, right? So I'm gonna make this one because I thought, oh, I don't leave till the 23rd. And this has got to go to their house. It is requested.
What are you going to do after it's made? Are you just going to leave it? Or are you going to freeze it? Or
Now I'm going to wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap and freeze it because it's a few days, a couple of days. Yeah, and you got to think about it. Anything now it calls for buttermilk. Anything with milk in it or butter, you've got to keep in the refrigerator if you're not going to eat it. You can keep a cake out that you bake overnight, in a cake holder thing. But no, you got to do it. Now, I was going to send you some Christmas pictures of the kids when I get back. Jake, what's the best way now? I can't do it Facebook.
I think you can send pictures through Instagram.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
And you just pretty much the same as Facebook. There's just a thing where you can, or my email.
Let me email them. That way.
real@nctv.com.
Yeah, you still got that one. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Because here's the deal. Facebook hiccups on me every now and then.
I finally just gave up on Facebook. I
think a lot of people are now. I am on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram, and so far, at first they kicked me off Instagram, and then they let me back. They said,
I mean, I know it's meta, but they seem more forgiving on Instagram.
But yeah, Facebook. I was a member of some groups I probably shouldn't have been a member of. I was exploring some things I probably shouldn't have explored, and I think there were groups that really weren't supposed to be on Facebook. And so not only did they cut those groups, they cut the people that were a member of those groups.
Yeah. We're both known to be a little nasty sometimes.
And I'm getting personal messages from people that I was like, oh, okay, this is getting a little shaky.
Yeah.
And so I'm like I said with Dana, I've cleaned myself up, and
you have big time.
I've cleaned myself up, but
me too.
But and Akers says Kraft share a comeback vehicle. She don't need a comeback vehicle. The girl, I think she just put out a Christmas album. Cher did. But a comeback movie. I don't know that you've given me some things to think about.
Comeback movie. I love Cher. Comeback movie.
A comeback movie for Cher.
I love the romantic comedy she did with a very young. Oh, what's his name? Moonshine. I think it's the name of the movie.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I can't think.
Yeah. He plays Dracula.
But speaking of old actresses that are Demi Moore in Landman, but she made this movie called The Formula that I can't wait to see, which is supposed to be one of the most fucked up things ever put on film, which is like the old Cronenberg films where people would have, what they call body horror. And she plays an aging actress that wants to look young and fresh again. So she meets this sort of scientist who gives her this formula that she can drink or shoot up. And a younger version of herself emerges from her body. And it's called The Formula. And it's supposed to be really fucked up. Visually, just like, oh God, I can't believe I'm watching this. But it's Demi Moore. And the reviews have been really good for it. I can't wait to see it. I've heard some people that have seen it says, man, when you see this, you're
Two old school Demi Moore movies that I liked a lot was G.I. Jane and The Stripper.
Well, and here's something, I'll go ahead and put this up here, but I'm trying to sort of, ease things with Dana, because I wouldn't mind talking to her again. I really wouldn't. I'm like when talking with Kathy. I'm trying to burn bridges, and just like I say, because we're on this earth such a short time.
We build bridges, buddy, not burn
Yeah,
them.
we can't be holding grudges and crap. But anyway, Texas says, Jay, you better than Dana. She did a whole bunch of people wrong. That's all I'm going to say. Well, okay. I'm not going to speak on that, but I appreciate the support that you're giving me.
Well, he's been my number one follower and commenter, and they gave me some medicine to help me because I was having insomnia really bad, and his streams start like at 9 sometime, and I couldn't be on them. I tried to. I have so much fun.
Who is this we're talking about?
Texas.
Oh, Texas. Oh, okay.
And he's been such a huge supporter of me, Jay. On Facebook, starting out on my stream, and here, I think he followed me from here with you, and he's been so kind to me. And I was on, and I had so much fun, not videotaping, but in the chat with all his peeps and whatnot. And then it got to where past 9:30, I was, and it knocked me out for a couple of hours, right? And I'd wake up and his stream's done. So I tell him, Texas, I go back and watch him. I promise I do. And
well, he also brings up a really good movie, and that's Moonstruck with Cher and Nick Cage.
Cage, that's it. Moonstruck. That's what I was trying to think of.
Moonstruck, yeah, with Cher and Nick Cage, yeah. And Akers says the Death Becomes Her writers will sue her. Death Becomes Her. Oh yeah, I like that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And it's called I call it the formula. It's called The Substance. The Substance. Yeah. And they say, yeah, it ain't for the weak of heart. They said
you're out. Well, mine too,
but it's great to see Demi Moore working again. But they said, yeah, The Substance is like, ugh, yeah. But they say it's a really
I've got to answer it. It's my grandson, y'all, and I never not answer his calls.
And Akers says, be careful. It's not always what you did. Some are just toxic with or without you. Well, okay. But lost Kathy again. And I don't know if she said all she's going to say right now, but yeah, we'll see if she comes back. But yeah, if I don't see you back, Kathy, great to talk with you again, and we'll do it again soon. And this has made it again. We're closing in on 2 hours here, and Kathy's made it flow very nicely. So really appreciate having her back. And Texas says The Substance was my favorite horror movie of the year. Yeah, I'm really anxious to see it, Texas. The Substance. Yeah. But I don't know if Kathy, if you said something before you signed off there, I missed it. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to ignore you or anything, but I missed what you said. I think you said someone was messaging you, or was it John or somebody? So, Akers says, can you watch Children of the Corn 3 and let me know if you enjoyed that? I don't think I've seen any of the Children of the Corn movies other than the first one, because I just think the first one is just sort of okay. And I just never really had much of a desire to see any of the sequels. But I'll see about that, seeing Children of the Corn 3. I think it's streaming somewhere. So, but okay, if Kathy's not going to come up, we'll wait a little bit longer to see if Kathy's going to come back. But Kathy, if you're still there, let me know. Hang on. Let me go ahead and put the there. If you wanted to hook up again, Kathy, there's the link. But I don't know. You might have said something before you left that I didn't catch. I think you said someone was messaging you or something. But let me know. Yeah, if you send a message here or something like that, let me know if you're through for the day. Ann Aker says, would you see a Jaws prequel set in the 1900s and people in old time clothes? That's an interesting idea. Yeah, like I say, it's my favorite movie. If you're going to make a Jaws movie, you're going to have to be careful with me because I'm very, very picky about Jaws. I don't think any of the sequels are very good. There's some that I watch for fun that I think are okay as for fun to watch. But I think Jaws is a perfect film. It's my favorite movie. Maybe not the greatest movie ever made, but it's my favorite movie. So, yeah, you got to be careful with a Jaws movie with me. If you're going to do it, you better do it right. But okay, I'm not seeing Kathy coming back here. Like I say, once again, sis, if you said something before you signed off there, I forgot what you said. I think you said someone was messaging you or something. So, but anyway, yeah, great to have Kathy back. And we certainly want to do that again because she helps me get through these shows really well. And thank you, everybody that chimed in. Acres, you've got some great ideas, and I'm anxious to hang on. Yeah, is this Acres?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
And is this Acres of Movies?
Yeah, I can't hear too well. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm just got you on audio, but yeah, yeah, I hear you fine. Well, might have had a connection problem, but yeah, I'm at 156 here, so I guess we'll kind of wind this down. Like I say, yeah, thank you, Kathy, for joining me. You really helped me get through the show, and hope to do this again soon with you. But yeah, send me a message through Instagram or whatever. Just kind of let me know. I'm assuming that you've signed off for the day. Like I say, I missed what you said. I think you said you had a message coming or something like that. But yeah, we'll kind of wind this down for now. Thank you, everybody that chimed in today. Sean, Acres of Movies, and Texas. Great to hear from you again, Texas. And who else? There was a few others that commented. Well, I'm missing you. But thank you, everybody. And hang on, there she is. There she is. There she is.
Well, my grandson said something. I'll tell you real quick. He said, "Don't get me in trouble." But he was gaming with somebody, and they were doing the chat, and the guy was real rude to John. And John said, "Oh heck, you're the reason they had to come up with Planned Parenthood." And he called me, Nana, don't tell nobody. Well, I told y'all because y'all ain't gonna get in touch with his mom and daddy. And he said, "You think I'll get in trouble for that?" I said, "Are you gonna tell him?" No. He sound. I said, "Well, was the guy mean to you?" Yeah. He said, "You homeschool because nobody wants you in public." It was just real rude to John. And John said, "I wasn't gonna use any ugly words, and that we can't curse on there, which I can't do anyway. You know, Mama's home. She hears everything. She got bad ears." But I told him that's okay.
I haven't shown you my bare legs, but yeah, I'm in shorts. It's Christmas time in Texas, and I'm in shorts.
Well, you was about to sign up. I just wanted to hop on and tell you I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, usually you see me in my underwear. I'm not in my underwear, so. But yeah, it's beautiful weather right now, just gorgeous. And talk about some rain, Christmas Eve and Christmas, the day after Christmas. I think Christmas Day is supposed to be pretty clear, but in the 70s, which is not unusual at all for us.
No, we've had Christmas dinner on picnic tables.
And I remember, yeah, I remember having Thanksgiving on the picnic table and Christmas dinner on the picnic table. And a couple of years ago, Christmas broke a record. It was 82, 83 degrees, something like that on Christmas Day. So,
Yeah. We told Daddy we need a coat now because
no,
he said just, but y'all might need a little sweater.
yeah. So anybody out there that's having a white Christmas, well, that's nice. That's nice for you guys.
Well, I don't need it,
But
y'all.
anyway, Acres, yeah, Acres, we'll try this again. You might do some checks on your equipment on your end or whatever, your phone or whatever. But we definitely want to try to see if you can do it visually. If we can hook up visually, which is kind of like what Kathy's doing here.
Yeah,
Set your
honey.
phone in front of you with the camera, and then when you click on that enter studio, then I'll be able to see you and hear you.
Yeah, real quick, he sees you. And I got so much stuff health wise still kind of crackly on and off that I can't do it too often. Even my own channel. So,
Well, it may be like now. I mean, I'm going to try to do the midday show on Fridays at noon to see if maybe if you feel up to it, you could just join me on.
yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the heck out of it. And see, here's the deal with me, Jay. Me and you suffered with insomnia on and off our whole lives. Well, it got to where I couldn't sleep at all. I went 3 days.
Yeah. And I tell you, I don't know if you want to mention this to your the healthcare provider, doctors like that. Trazodone, Trazode, Trazodone.
Does it help?
Now it's an antidepressant, but Dr. Allen prescribed it for me for my sleeping problems, and so far it's been doing really well for me. Trazodone, taking it.
Yeah, it was 3 days, and I called my primary. I said, I can't take it. I don't know what to do. I cannot sleep. Or you got the TV going? No. Are you on your phone watching or chatting? No. I'll cut everything off, even the lights. Have the room comfortable, y'all. I sleep on a fan year long, and wide awake. I couldn't sleep. And they said, well, it happens in elderly people sometimes, and they will ask you in your routine visits. I got 2 specialists in a primary. They'll ask me every one of them. Well, are you getting some sleep at night? Well, I get up and shuffle to the pot, y'all. And then they'll say, but can you go back to sleep? Because it's a big problem with old people.
Well, that's something that Tommy told me. He says, Jay, because I told him about the issues I've had. He said, I tell you what, Jay, if I ever get up, I'm up. He said, it could be 2 a.m.
That's David.
3 a.m, 4 a.m, whatever. He said, if I go to sleep and I wake up, then I'm up.
Yeah, that's the ex-husband. He was always that way. A whole 22 years I watched him do that.
But anyway, Akers says my brother might be near my head later next year. Okay.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
But yeah, Akers, give it some thought. And like I said, I'd like to do this show like I've been doing, midday show on Fridays at noon my time. So it'd be 12 o'clock Central and 1 p.m. Eastern. But I'd like to start doing the nighttime shows again, where we pick a subject matter, talking about movies or whatever, So, and you've had some really good ideas here, Akers. So,
Akers. Thank you for stepping up. I'm not much used to him a lot of time. I mean, I was faithful for a while, but then it got to where I just couldn't do it. But
I guess we'll kind of wind this down then.
Okay.
We did 2 hours and did it pretty easily. We did.
It just breezed right the heck by.
And so Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. Yeah, we're getting Donald Trump again, but
That's okay.
I'm hoping he's going to do right by us. There's actually some ideas that I didn't think he had that I thought, okay, that might, okay.
Well, we got Elon Musk too.
Yeah. If you follow through with what you say you're going to do. Now, it's one thing to say it, it's another thing to do it.
Well, 2016, you and I had to go get heart. We had to go get one of the machines put on our hearts to keep us going.
But not this time. I tell you something.
But I'm comfortable with him now.
Early this year, I was pretty much just we're going to have him again. I don't care what
Yeah.
happens. We're going to have
All
Donald
right.
Trump.
That's okay.
And I was already prepared for it. It wasn't a shock to me. Yeah, Kamala, I thought, well, she gained a little traction, but I thought, nah, it's going to be
No.
Trump. It's going to be Trump again. And I was already prepared for it. So it wasn't a big shock. It was like, hey, okay, Donald Trump again.
I think my forehead, y'all, is going to meet my butthole. No, I didn't say that. I'm sorry, Jay. I'm sorry.
No, you can say anything you want to say.
Every time I pull my hair back, I'm like, "Jeez, that's just your head, old lady." Hey, listen, one thing about doing streams with Jay, when I do my own streams, I put the makeup on. He don't care. Your hair can be tied up on top of your head. And every now and then, if you let an ugly word slip, he don't care. He codes his stuff as adult, but he's been real respectable this last run of his own show, and he's a lot of fun to banter off of. I talk too much, and he's been real patient with me because he knows it.
No, I like that though, because that's why we've got through 2 hours so quickly. Is you, because if it was going to be just me, at our tops it would have been. But yeah, with you, we can glide through this.
Well,
and anchor some movies has really helped us too get through this.
Oh yeah, please, yeah. I'll let y'all go pretty quick. The last thing I'll say is he's my brother, and I'm his sister. And y'all, we had no other siblings. It's just us out here in this world.
Right.
And I'm pretty far from him, and I don't have a car anymore. I would go down and visit with him periodically, but I can't now because I don't have a way to go. And I'm scared to get on these highways anyway if I had one. So thank you for having me, Jay. I had a good time.
Well, man, we'll do it again. Like I say, if nothing else, if you could just join me on Fridays,
Yeah, the midday thing's fun,
If you feel up to it.
Yeah.
And of course, you'll get the alerts. If I'm going to do a show, you'll get the alerts that I've done. Yeah. And I'll do like I did before. I'll just put the link in the chat where if you want to hook up.
And he can have up to 10 people, y'all.
Yeah. So, but thank you, sis. I love you.
I love you too. Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year. And the same to everybody. Please hit that thumbs up. Help spread the word if you're if you don't
mind sharing his streams, that means a lot too.
Yeah. Help sort of keep building this channel. I'm still getting a few people that are joining the channel, and the people that have chimed in here, thank you so much. And this has been a good one. This has been a good show. Yeah. So, okay, sis, and
bye, y'all. Merry Christmas.
Bye, guys. All right.